Hello, what we're going to be covering in this video is how you can go ahead and define a default value for a parameter within a function. So when writing a function, you can define a default value for each parameter. If an argument for a parameter is provided in the function call, Python uses the argument value. If not, it uses the parameter's default value. So when you define a default value for a parameter, you can exclude the corresponding argument you would usually write in the function call. Using default values can simplify your function calls and clarify the ways in which your functions are typically used. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and create a little program here. Okay, so we'll add a comment, a program with a function that displays a team name and score. Okay, so let's go ahead and define our function. Again, we use the keyword def, then the name of the function, and we're just going to call it display. And then we're going to pass the team name as an argument into our function and save it in the team name parameter. And then we're going to pass in a value for score, but we're going to set the default value for score equal to 0. So if the user does not pass in a score value, then the score for that team will get set to 0 by default. And then we're just going to use a simple print statement here. We'll go ahead, team name. Have a score of. Okay, so that is all the function will do. So I will go ahead, and what we need to do is we need to go ahead and call our function. So the first time I'll do is I'll call display, and I will pass in a team name of Suns and a score of 125. And the second time I call the function, I will pass in a team name of Spurs, but I will not pass in an actual value for the score. So when there's a default value specified, then all I need to do is need to specify whatever parameters require an actual argument, or that will get saved in the parameter itself. So let's go ahead and run this program now. Click on OK. What we're going to save it as is default parameter. Click on the save button. And here we have Suns have a score of 125 and Spurs have a score of 100. Looks like it executed correctly. So again, we're just going to visualize the execution of this program. So let me go ahead and go back into my Python tutor, drop the code in, and visualize the execution. Okay, so we've defined our function. Go down below. We'll make our first function call, passing in Suns and 125. You can see that it specified a default argument of 0. I'll click on next. So now what it's done is I passed those values in. It saved Suns as the team name and a score of 125. Since that's the value I passed in for the score, it does not use the default value. Then I will go ahead and print out the names. So Suns have a score of 125. So we'll drop out of our loop. Again, our parameter names disappear. We'll call the function again, but this time I'm just going to pass in the value of Spurs, the team name. I'm not going to pass in a score. So if I click on next, it has saved 0 as my score, which is the default value of my argument. I'll go ahead, click on next. It'll go ahead and print that information out. It prints out Spurs have a score of 0. And then I will click on next, and the program has now ended. So this program just shows you how you can go ahead and add default values to a program, to a function that you're going to go ahead and call. So that's all I had for this video. So we will talk to you later.